Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, the Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, B. Good, happy Saturday morning. How is it going over your way?
Great, thank God it's Saturday. How are you doing, Butterfly? You doing?
I'm good. I thought I had lost you there. So yeah, how's it going?
Oh no, I'm right here, ready to go. It's going great. I said, thank God it's Saturday. How are you doing? Did you sleep well last night? Wake up well?
I did.
Everything going great? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. So yeah, I came home yesterday and I took one of those. Y'all know I love my couch sleep, my couch naps. And so I took one yesterday, and then last night I couldn't go to sleep. So I was up. I was doing some things, but it was productive. So yeah, I'm all good.
That's why I kept getting the messages from you.
Yes. I stopped because you stopped replying. I'm like, oops. Everybody ain't up.
I was asleep. I was knocked out.
Y'all went to bed like 1. It was after 1.
I used magnesium. I used that magnesium lotion that you gave me.
Yeah. How did it do?
Yeah. I was sleep.
Yeah,
it was good. It changed my voice when I woke up with a lot deeper voice.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I have to share the it's Life Flow lotion. I told y'all I'm blessed with elderly women in my life, and one of my elderly mamas told me about it. Not that I need help with sleeping, but I'm telling y'all, it just puts you into this deep sleep, and it has magnesium in it. And even though I went to bed at after 1 o'clock last night, I was ready. I woke up because you sleep so deeply until, man, you feel like you've been in the hospital and they made you sleep, right? They gave you that IV stuff or whatever it is. So yeah, I have to share it with you. But it's called Life Flow, right? Life Flow lotion, and it comes in the oil as well. I've not tried the oil, but I will. So let's get our Instagram.
You can apply it topically, and you can also apply it with like topically, but you can also take magnesium as well. I know a couple people take it, and it helps them sleep. So it helped me sleep last night. I was knocked out.
Yeah. All right. So
guess what, everybody? Today is 150th day.
Let's get Instagram going first.
Thank you. A little bit of a delay because you can't hear me.
Yeah, there is. Can you see if you can switch?
Can you hear me well? Because I think there's a little bit of
It is. Can you switch some things over?
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you. It ain't me.
Let me see.
It's you.
Okay.
I'm claiming that. It's you. Right, y'all? It ain't me. It's you. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Good morning, Big Mike.
How about now?
We'll see. I think so. That seems to be better thus far.
Okay.
So you got our Instagram people in and ready?
I'm going live in 3, 2, 1. They're up and going. We can let them come
Well,
in
all
for
right,
a
all
little
right,
bit,
all
make sure
right.
everybody's good.
All right.
Who
Again,
we got in the
good morning.
comments over there on your side?
Take a guess.
We got Big Mike.
Smarter than,
We
yeah.
got Miss Brenda.
There
We
you go.
got
That's it. That's it
that's
for
it.
right
Okay.
now. That has said hello. Good morning, team.
That's a bet. That's a bet. That's a bet. Good morning. Good
Miss
morning.
Brenda, you got to try that lotion.
Yeah, yeah, you got to. Who we got? We got a left-handed guy. We got Danny Barlow over here. My guy, the one that
All right, Danny,
mama,
what's going on?
when you met him, you said make sure you're wearing the pimp and make sure the pimping don't wear you. I think you told him that. You remember
Pimping wearing you or you wearing the pimping?
that? But yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is the 150th day of the In This Season podcast with your beautiful host, my lovely mother sitting right over there, and your boy right here, the gladiator, Brandon Gator. Just bringing you daily inspiration every single day at 7 a.m., no matter what day it is. And we have been going now for 150 days straight. Talk about consistency. Talk about consistency. So let us know where you're coming from. If you're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, or Instagram Live, let us know. And also while you're at that, go to the In This Season podcast on YouTube. Turn on the notifications, like and subscribe every single video. If you can like every single video, please do that. It lets the algorithm know that this is the type of content that you want to see. So make sure you do that for us to put us up on the queue. All right. So we appreciate y'all on this 150th day. Mom, congratulations, because I know you've been doing a lot in the back office and in the background just to make sure that everything goes well. You put the screen up, you get everything going. So hats off to you. Salute to you, Mom. Appreciate you.
It's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good.
So if you haven't been here, this is your first time, or if you've been here for a while, we want to remind you that we are reading through Daily Motivations for African American Success. This book right here, Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. We started this originally as an acknowledgement and as a celebration of Black History Month in February. We went all 28 days in the leap year for that month, but on that 29th day, which was March 1st, we did not want to stop. We had so much momentum. People were tuning in. It seemed to be changing lives. This book seemed to be adding value to our lives and the people that were watching. So we decided to just keep it going. Specifically Mom, hats off to her again. She really was like, let's keep pushing. Let's keep going. Let's not just keep it down to Black History Month. Let's make it Black History Year. So it ended up being something greater than I even imagined. So here we are 150 days later, still here in the same place. So a little bit about this book. Daily Motivations for African American Success will help you focus, on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. In 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year, but what it teaches will last you a lifetime. So again, y'all, welcome and appreciate y'all for rocking with us for 150 days straight. What a celebration. What are we going to do for it, Mama? Is there something special we can do? We're just going to throw the barbecue, right?
Just gonna throw the barbecue. Might have a little dessert. I think y'all might have missed the intro. I played with that last night. Didn't know what I was gonna get, but I played it anyway. Right? I played it. Y'all want to see it? Did y'all miss it?
No.
The big mic? Huh?
I hate
What?
hearing my voice. But no, you go
Why?
ahead if you want. I don't know. It's weird. It's like hearing yourself on the phone, and then I'm doing that studio voice. Welcome everybody. Y'all,
Did y'all
Mom
see
had me
it?
saying like 30, not 30. She had me saying like 6 or 7 different recordings. She was like, "Do it this way. Do it this way." But when I heard it this morning, I was like, "Oh Lord."
And
No, it's
and
all good.
the part about that, y'all, is I found it. Like I kept Brandon would send it, but I said I'm getting it, and I download it, but I don't. It's not coming through. And so I was actually looking for something else, and I saw it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think that's the recording. This has probably been a year ago.
Yep.
So I didn't even know what I was going to get, but I found it by mistake, So I'm telling y'all, keep living, because it takes me hours to do what it would probably take Brandon 5 minutes to do, right? If he had gotten my phone, he probably would have been able to find where it went to. But that's how I found it. It's just by mistake. And so, but it was time, right? So I'm gonna play it for you guys. Y'all want to see it? Miss Brenda and Big Mike, did y'all see the new intro coming in today? Let me
Y'all
know.
just say yes.
Just say yes or no.
I just say yes.
Somebody. Oh, he's saying say yes, so I won't play it again. I like it, and I'm not
I
done.
like it too.
I'm gonna still play with it. Um, so let's do this. Just because I can and I want to, and I'm going to, because what I ought to do, I should do, and what I should do, I ought to do. So let's see.
I'm gonna sip my
Miss
coffee.
Brenda said no, and Big Mike said no, and I think they want to. So let's do this so y'all can get into the groove.
Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Well, well. Well, we're moving on up. We're moving on up, Brandon. Hey. Hey.
As long as
Fox
there's coffee
News,
there, I'm good.
CNN, MNBC. Is that the name of it? Fox, Channel 13, Channel 5, Channel 24. Here we come.
Yeah, we're gonna take them out.
And Channel 30. So let's get down and dirty.
That's what's up. Well, thank you, Mom, for doing that and all the hard work that you do behind the scenes and in front of the camera. You do a lot. So just seriously, thank you, Mom, for doing this. It's a pleasure to wake up and to do this with you every single morning. And for the day ones, appreciate y'all too. I know it can't be easy, but thank you. So please share, like, subscribe. The biggest thing for us is just to make sure that this is getting across to as many people as possible, that they get the same value that we're getting, and that we share the things that we learn. Each one teach one. Another thing my Uncle Mike taught me, he said, man, each one teach one. When I was younger, each one teach one. So I always kept that inside of me, and that's something that I practice to this day. So if I grab somebody and I feel like they could benefit from this, I do my best to share it with them, whatever it is, whether it be this or whether it be, a good word, or whether it be some advice, anything that I have in abundance, or that can spread freely, I try to give it. So please, y'all, let's do that and make that the culture of this group, right? That we're not like evangelicals, but like in a sense, like we're out there spreading the good word. You know what I mean? That's an evangelical kind of thing. Like spread the good word, whatever it is, because Lord knows we need it, right? All right. Well, let's jump into it.
Brandon, Big Mike says Brandon trying to sound like a book audio speaker. And Miss Brenda says, love it. And Mike says, I like it too. So just wanted to share that with you. Book. That might be a
Uncle
new
Mike,
thing
and
for
welcome.
you.
Thank you, Uncle Mike, and welcome to the In This Season podcast. We sure do appreciate your comments. Please subscribe.
Y'all, it's the lotion. I'm trying to tell y'all, better get y'all some of that lotion.
Hey, no. No, don't get y'all none of the lotion.
Oh, for real, get y'all some of that lotion. I'm telling y'all. It's like a trip to to the sleep, what they call those things, sleep therapy.
Yeah,
Oh,
my mom is so funny. Get you a mama like mine, I swear. Love you, mama.
love you too, Brandon.
All right. Well, we're gonna
All
jump
right.
into it. Let's see. Yesterday it's your choice. Did anybody use anything that we learned yesterday or any of the insights from yesterday? Let us know how that went for you in the comments.
That's you.
Let us know. Anybody? Well, while y'all doing that, we're gonna jump into the next one. Maybe we can go back and see and read your comments and maybe bring them up. But let us know if you used yesterday's passage, quote, and affirmation in your day and how it worked out for you. And that was It's Your Choice on June 28th. But today is June 29th. And the title is Jet Fuel. Jet Fuel. And the distinguished African American that we are quoting today comes from George Johnson, who's an entrepreneur, who said, "It's not a question of can you succeed. A better question is, will you succeed?" Again, it's not a question of can you succeed. A better question is, will you succeed? Our Creator is on the lookout for people he can trust, men and women worthy to be endowed with the keys to success. Success is prevalent in this world, but you must be tested before you can wear this prestigious label. Several years ago, the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar airplane was introduced. To ensure its safety, the firm that developed it began 18 months of rigorous testing, costing an excess of $1.5 billion. To test the strength of the jetliner, Lockheed exposed the plane to the roughest treatment possible. Hydraulic jacks, electronic sensors, and a computer put the airplane through its paces for more than 36,000 simulated flights. The jetliner underwent 5 lifetimes of simulated flight, amounting to more than 100 years of airline service without one single malfunction. Test pilots flew the plane into icy clouds. They wanted to check the operation of the anti-ice system and see how the aircraft would respond to ice accretion. Finally, after hundreds of tests, the aircraft was given the seal of approval. That plane has been through it. I wouldn't mind flying on it, and I guess you wouldn't either. Life is sometimes like that plane, and the testing no less easy. But when you've been tested and found worthy, you will be ready for bigger goals and dreams. And the affirmation or the motivation at the end of the passage that we read 3 times, one time for you, one time for me, and one time for the person that's coming to the 151st day on tomorrow that you're going to invite, right? It says, the successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. The successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. And last time, the successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. Jet fuel. What do you think, Mom?
Whew.
Talking about tests.
Yeah, y'all know it takes me to, well, maybe you don't know, but the book of James, right? The book of James. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. And as I hear this, I think about my saying, using the word excitement, like nothing really gets me excited. I've been thinking about that conversation, my comment and the conversation I had with one of our listeners about just what I said, helping them understand what I meant. Because certainly it wasn't that that I'm looking for, expecting the worst, right? And as I've been thinking about it, joy has been the word for me. Like there are things that bring me joy now. And they are some of the most simplest things in life, according to the world, I would say. But to me, they are the things that matter. They are the things that people, you know, perhaps when they're on their way out of this world, they wish they had enjoyed a little bit more, right? They have taken the time to smell the roses, to see the beauty in a sunset, sunrise, to look up in the sky and see the moon like standing there, right? And we don't notice it unless it doesn't come, unless it doesn't happen. So how is that equivalent to jet fuel and success? I think the what we've been talking about here as it relates to success, you guys, is us being successful in becoming who we are, who we were created to be. Having the faith, understanding that you must be tested. Like, I feel like if we sit down with the people who are internally successful, and if we just sat in a circle and heard just a little bit of each other's story, man, I think we would the focus would be on God gets the glory. And that we would not be who we are and where we are if it had not been for those struggles, for the test, right? For the time you've put in, for the tears you've put in, the patience that has come forward, right? The growth when your eyes was not on what you were going through because you knew that you were growing through it. This morning I was thinking about my process, about my journey. And certainly, and this was my thoughts this morning, that I never want anybody to think that I'm there and that every day is a good day, right? But every day is a good day, but it's not because of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of me. It's because I now finally get it, and I continue to get it, that who God is, like who He is. I was also thinking about the big thing I asked for. I don't know if I told y'all about the big thing that I asked for, but it was for my mother-in-law, and I was having a conversation yesterday, and what I heard was about my mother-in-law, like, may not be too long now. And all I was thinking inside was, you don't know about the big prayer I asked for. You don't know. So I'm not hearing what you're saying. Because my big prayer, and it's kind of like if you had one final wish. My big prayer wasn't, I didn't ask for anything big for me. Because my big is my transformation, that God just allow me to continue to transform. And it's like daughter-in-love said, if it pleases you, make it easy for me. I've been saying that, been saying it, and it won't always feel easy. But if we keep our eyes on the task at hand, and the task at hand really is, God, I'm a servant. Take me, let's go. Let's go. Now, in that going, you guys, the reason they had to spend so much money on this testing and time, because they got to make sure that it all is working fine, that it all came together. And when we're in flight, it works, right? So if you just, number one, define success for you. And I'm going to ask that you not make it an external thing. Keep it real with yourself. Stay in that mirror. Don't walk away fooling yourself like it's somebody else. You got me feeling like this. You got me acting like this. Deal with the wounds, the brokenness. Sit in the seat of your soul and be honest with yourself. Test yourself. Spend some money on yourself. This assessment that I offer, man, y'all will go buy everything. And that's why I stopped giving away free. God have to tell me this person needs it, but cannot afford it. Y'all will go buy everything else and use it as a Band-Aid, but you will not invest. Most of you will not invest in anything B2. You don't want to be tested. You don't want to see where you are broken, but you want to complain. You want to blame everything and everybody. But see, once you know, it's your responsibility. And we all know nobody walks away from the mirror and not see. You may walk away and not do anything about what we see, but you know what you saw. You're just afraid to address it because you ain't all what you say you are, right? Great person I was, but y'all had some stuff. I needed to heal so that I could love myself and so that I could love people and that I could hear the voice of God. And I don't always like what I hear, but I know it's best for me. It's kind of like children and their parents. I tell you, when you got a parent, listen because they will not steer you wrong. Listen. So I'll turn it over to you, Brandon, because I've gotten long-winded.
No, that was perfect. I appreciate it. One thing I was thinking about when I was reading this was the number that they gave. I think it was 1.5 billion. Yeah.
Yes.
1.5 billion in testing, right? And what would make someone spend 1.5 billion dollars on sending something through? I think it was 36,000 mock flights, right? It's because they understand two things. They understand the value in the contracts that they, because it's a business. This isn't, a socialist or this isn't a socialist or a communist thing where the government owns the corporations and the services and the big businesses. It's a capitalist democracy, right? So, or capitalist economy, excuse me. So what that means is the private industry is mostly responsible for their testing, but there are some, government regulations. And so in order to make sure that they fulfill the requirements of that government regulation, and also to fulfill their business interests as far as the contracts globally for this plane. And there's since been a lot more different planes that they've made since 1992 in this 1011 here. But they want to take advantage of the billions on billions on billions that they would get, maybe 10 times, 100 times over, if all the tests come out correct. And even if the tests don't come out correct and then they correct whatever was wrong with it, they understand the return on that investment. So let's take that to account for ourselves. What's the return on investment for testing yourself, right? For leaning forward into the test and expecting to pass and trying your best, putting your best foot forward, bringing your best self to the table. You're the confident, the self-aware, the determined, the person that you have built. Because you better believe we are born who we are, but we build aspects of our personality, right? And aspects of our character. We build character. Character isn't something that you're just instantly given. I mean, you can be blessed, but you better believe that every time you're blessed, there's a test, right? So if you're blessed with something, understand that there are going to be tests that come through it, and that the best things are forged, and many times through fire, forged with pressure. Does pressure bust a pipe, or does it make a diamond, right? So what's the return on investment for you if you go to, like, for example, if you wake up every single morning and listen to this show? What's the return on your investment? Is that something that is financial? Is that something that's internal? How do you assess that? How do you account for that in value, right? What are the benefits onto the people around you, the people that you love, your business? Daily Motivations for African American Success Is your business more successful now that you wake up at a certain time every single morning, and that you're giving yourself something, some more jet fuel? You see what I'm saying? So I think the title Jet Fuel is about, what's fueling you? Are you testing yourself, and is that what you look at as this crude oil is could actually be refined into jet fuel and take you wherever you want to go? 36,000 flights. Right now, also on the flip side of that, okay, so the return on investment is not just you and your character, but it's also your community, your family, the people that would benefit from you being your best self, from you being the best CEO of your business, the best manager of yourself, the best father, mother, brother, sister, family member, right? The best church member, the best whatever it is, mosque cleaner even, or a community member. You are making yourself a stronger brick in the foundation and in the house of our community. Right now, if everyone did that, imagine. Now, not also does Lockheed, now it's Lockheed and Martin, does Lockheed in this time see the return on investment, but they also see what? They see the liability that they would incur if they did not test. And having this position of being someone that creates airplanes, what would be the liability if they did not test their product? That could also cost more. So it's not just on one side. Remember that reflection isn't just showing you, what's there. It's showing you what's behind you. It's showing you other things in that frame, right? The things that are around you, behind you. So think about what the liability associated is for not testing yourself, right? If you're not tested, are you going to be the best example for your children? If you're not tested, you might be in a position of authority, right? But have no experience. So you drop the ball when people are depending on you, right? People in positions of power and authority, but have not built the character to uphold that position, to deal with the headwinds, pun intended, that are coming at this elevated place, just like that plane, right? So if you've been built well, then you must be tested, right? If you've been blessed with this position, you must be tested before more comes, right? God isn't going to burden you with more than you can bear, but it's also your choice and your ability, your aptitude, your application of what you know in these positions, these elevated positions, and in these places of purpose that really tell what type of character you are and if you can deal with more. Why would God give you more if you're not properly managing what you have? You guys understand? So think about yourself kind of like that business, Lockheed, right? Which I'm not too cool with Lockheed because they are complicit in providing planes and bombs and things like that to kill people. But as far as what they do on the airline side, not on the defense side, but on the airline side, their technology is secure because it's been tested rigorously. Now, is your position secure in your community? Have you been tested rigorously? And how did you show up? How did you prove yourself? Did you take those 36,000 flights and those tests? How did you do? If there was something that you see, like every day we're tested, I believe. And I think in many cases we prove that we are of the mustard. And then other days we might fall short. And on the days that we fall short, do we correct ourselves? Do we go back to the drawing board? Do we tighten our bolts and twist our screws a little bit more, right? Do we go back to the design and say, well, you know what? When it gets cold, my ice system isn't working well enough to deflect the ice and keep the cabin warm, right? Are we taking account before the day of account, like I said on the other show? Are we taking account of ourselves before it's too late? Because by the time other people are taking account of you, by the time God's taking account of you on Judgment Day, it's too late. So take account now. Put yourself through those tests. When challenges or obstacles come, face them. Face them. The plane doesn't go around turbulence and turn sideways. It's built to go through it, to deal with the dips, and to keep itself afloat and keep its balance, keep its turbines going. So think about this as a metaphor for yourself, that nothing is going to be acceptable unless we know it's been tested, right? And if it's not, then you can just about bet that something's going to go wrong. And that's why in many cases you see people take on high positions only to fall short of the mark, right? Or to disappoint. Look at even right now, not to bring this up again, but the people we have that are potentials to lead this country, right? They weren't checked. People aren't being checked all the way up to the top. So by the time they get there, we've given them positions and let them elevate themselves in positions without the character. And we as a community cannot afford for people without good character, right? Without having been tested, to be in positions of power, to be in positions of influence. Okay, so that's all that I have. Make sure that you're looking at the return on the investment from testing and the liability for not testing, and weigh your account wisely. That's all I have.
So, Brandon, you mentioned our title, which is jet fuel. And it makes me think about, and I Googled here, like the cost difference in jet fuel and the fuel that we, use for our everyday, our cars and so forth, right? Lawnmowers and things like that. What are you fueling yourself with? Some of y'all are pulling up at the pump in a Mercedes, BMW, whatever, that requires the best grade of fuel. But you use, and you may have the money for it, but your mind is stuck with you're stuck with such a poverty mindset, right? You're looking backwards. You're living where you came from rather than keeping your eyes focused on where you're going, right? So you pull up, imagine that you pull up, you can afford the right gas, right? For your car, but you choose the low grade.
Mama,
Yes.
I did that yesterday. I don't think I ain't do it on purpose, but I pulled up to Costco. My Dodge Ram, right? It's supposed to take the 89. It's supposed to take 89, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
it takes anyone, but when I bought it
It
from
does
the
better.
individual, he said it takes better on like the 89. Now you got 87, 89, and 93. Well, I pulled up to Costco, and it was only two. It was the 93 and the 87. I was like, where the 89? Where's the big? But I think I was just sitting there. I was like, I think this one's fine. I was like, Costco probably has good gas, because I saw that 93 price and I was like, nah, that ain't it. We just gonna have to put a little bit of this 87 in here till I get to some 89. And I thought to myself, I saw the brand, interestingly enough, it said Kirkland's gas. I said, well, shoot, Kirkland's got good ice cream. Kirkland's got good clothes. Kirkland's got good products.
And that's true, but y'all, sometimes we just need to stop living like we don't serve the mighty God. Like when I heard ask for something big, I clearly heard God. You won't ask me for a pen? That's nothing to me. Ask me for something big. And I spoke about this with the elderly, with the senior citizens the other day. I'm like, I told them about my mother-in-law, and I'm like, so my prayer was, I asked for something big, and y'all, she's made it a few days. It's been what, almost a week now, or more
It's
than
been
a
a week.
week. So my
Yeah.
prayer has been answered, right? That was my prayer, Lord. And it was and I even told him it was a selfish prayer. I said, I ain't ready for this. I'm not ready for that. Spiritually, I am not ready for that, God. You told me to ask you for something big. You knew I was going to need this prayer. Spare her life. And that reminds me
She's
of
90
us
years
talking about
old,
my
y'all.
friend Nicole, who asked. So I'm sorry.
I said, and she's 90 years old.
Right. And still talking trash. I mean, they were telling me yesterday how she's cutting throat on those people. Not trash, but she's holding her ground. Something we won't do, right? We too soft.
Man, what?
We too soft. We some spiritual soft people, scared to say anything, scared to
Not
speak up for yourself, scared to speak up for anybody else. Who are you serving? What gas are you using? Because you're going to chuckle all the way down the road in that gas. Ain't nobody going to take you serious. See you passing by in a Mercedes chuckling, beat up. I mean, really, imagine that. Stop pulling up to the gas station, putting the wrong kind of gas, fuel in your car. Maybe you ought to get 93 anyway, because it's the best. Put 93 in the hoopty.
Hey, I'm about to hit you with something.
Hit me with it, baby. I got it. I'm gonna hit you
What
back.
kind of food are y'all eating?
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope. What kind of time
I'm still being tried, tested, and all of that. I'm working on it.
I'm being tested. Look.
I'm working on it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm telling you, I told you it ain't all the way there yet. So, but hey, I might be in the other area. I might be a little bit further along. So, but I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm being inspired. I know. I ain't taking it serious. I ain't picking it up. I'm not putting it down. It's my walk of success. It's my own. But I appreciate it. And he's right. But I ain't gonna sit and tell you that like the fried chicken. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I like it. Eating a little bit. Well, no, lately I've not been eating a little bit less. But I'm every now and then I gotta have my hot wings.
How about generation? Mama, I'm the same way.
So but I'm adding a little bit here and there.
But I'll say this: if you work out, you can every now and then eat a little diesel. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, like, for me, I work out. What?
Yo, it reminded me of this lady. She used to come in when I was working at the apartments. She used to come in there. She said, "I come out and work so I can eat what I want." She said, "I'm doing this so I can eat more."
Yeah, I mean,
it made me think about that.
Yeah, if you, here's the thing: if you don't work out, you should not be ingesting sugar. Period. Any type of sugar, for real. You should not. It's fermenting your body and it's making you age and it's disrupting your hormones. If you work out, that means your body's using those glycogen reserves or those sugars for fuel. But if you're eating sugars a lot on the day, which our diet has like 10 times the amount of sugar than we naturally would take in to be healthy, and you're not working out, you're corroding your brain and you're killing yourself. Right. So if you are going to eat sugars, and trans fats aren't even good for you at all, I'm talking about the hot wings, but your body is better at dealing with those things if you're in shape, if you're working out, if you're pushing your cardio, right? But if you're not moving like a jet, you shouldn't be taking no jet fuel, right? You got to have some motion behind that vehicle, right? So get out there and lift some weights. You want some hot wings? I tell people that I make diets for, like, look, you can have a cheat meal and to eat what you want, because sometimes you crave things that your body needs, right? Your body has certain cravings based on what it needs. You might need more protein, right? You might need more calories, and your body's like, I need those calories. So what can I go to that I know of, that I'm used to, that gives me those calories, right? But you also have a responsibility to your body to test it, to put it through some workouts so that you can keep the muscle that you have, right? And for people that need to lose weight, you really shouldn't be eating any hot wings, right? So that's just all that to say that go back to the drawing board and look at yourself, right? Look in the mirror and say, okay, well, I need to fix this. But also there's an internal mirror. I can't walk a mile. I can't run a mile. If something happened, I can't get away. You know what I mean? You can't even run. You might as well sit your butt down. Take me. I can't even run. Right? When's the last time y'all ran a sprint? You know, most adults, I think after like the age of 35, will never run again in their life. Will never run again in their life. I'm talking about run, y'all. When the last time y'all ran? You know, let's really, I mean, Mike, Brandon, we ain't talking about y'all. And me as a professional athlete, we ain't talking about me. But the majority of people, when the last time you went on a run? So you ain't even flying to be tested. You ain't even flying. You got a whole
You
plane.
walking to be tested.
You got a whole plane. You ain't even flying. You still at the landing spot, just running around in circles. The plane just going around in circles at the airport. You ain't even flying. You got this beautiful body that can do all these amazing things, and you sitting down all day. You know, like, come on, y'all. You serving
Brandon, you a
hmm?
whole plane, but you pulling up at the gas station getting some car gas, some auto
Yeah,
fuel. Man,
yeah.
that's a good one right there. That's a good one. You know, and we're talking about this being tested, and we'll get ready to get out of here. Um, y'all know I get it being tested, right? But we have the answers to the test.
That's
Just
facts.
keep your mind and your eyes on God. Seek ye first the kingdom of God is the answer to the test. Any test. What does it say? Let me go back to all right, here we go. Here we go. Count it all joy when you fall into divers, temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. But let patience have her perfect work in you, right? Because if you've been tested and you have the answers to the test and you keep yourself centered in God, seek ye first. I'm a servant to the Most High. Whom and what shall I fear? Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
God said, this is not what you asking me for. Psh, what you asking me for? Really? Can you ask me for something big? Like that was a word for me. You asking for first parking spaces, a pen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Come on, my daughter. Come on. So, but let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect, entire, wanting for nothing. Stop pulling your plane up to the gas station and getting 87 version when clearly you have enough money, more than enough, to get the jet fuel. To get the jet fuel. I'll put this out here, and I may have already, at the very core of your life is the fuel that powers you forward. Okay? What are your values? What are your attitude? What's your attitude? What's your beliefs, your perceptions of things? Think about that. Are you emotionally addicted to your feelings that you can't even get out of your own way? Some of y'all be so caught up in your feelings that people will come and offer you the very thing you want and need, but you so caught up in your ego and how you feel and the low grade gasoline, the low grade fuel, that you can't even get out of your own way long enough to accept the gift. And that's it. So jet fuel or car fuel, which one? Which one are you? Do you have the Mercedes pulling up, getting the car fuel? Do you have the airplane pulling up, getting the auto fuel? And where are you going?
Mm.
Which gas station are you going to? Let's talk about that as well. Where are you going to? So this one, y'all, more time for contemplating as any. And I wanted to share two things, and I'm done, Brandon. I had a little post that I saw, Miss Kayla Paget, y'all, she drops those nuggets. She said, no one, no matter how holy you are, no one graduates from the altar. No matter how holy you think you are, no
Mm-hmm.
matter how you think you've been tested and came out stamped, approved, and worthy, you better know how to get down on your knees every now and then before you pull up to the gas tank or the airplane tank, whatever it is, you better know how to get down on your knees and seek ye first the kingdom of God, right? To be transformed. You better know that. And then another one that I saw, because oftentimes we make this, matter of fact, Big Mike, I think I saw you put something out there that reminds me of this. Saddest part about my growth, dot, 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 dot. I had more friends when I was the worst version of me.
Ooh, same.
Saddest part about my growth,
Hmm.
dot, 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 dot. I had more friends when I was the worst version of me. Because your friends want to keep you pulling up. And I was gonna say a name of the gas station, but I don't want to put nobody out. But y'all, I'm saying some gas stations I just don't go to because I need my car. I need my car, right? I don't need no watered down gas. But people who don't want to change, people who still want to put the wrong gas in their car, no matter what, they don't want to see you pulling up getting 93. They'll talk about you. You put 93 version in your car, girl. That gas costs too much. How you doing that?
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all, don't worry about these people. Don't worry about these kind of people. Pick your tribe that you gonna vibe with, and don't be sorry about it.
Hmm.
Don't be sorry about it. So a little elderly lady had a shirt on yesterday. I will pour you up a glass, or you better get over it. I said, the
Oh,
little lady was rocking. She said, her shirt had a glass. She said, and the glass had "get over it," right, written inside the glass. She said, I will pour you up a glass of get over it. You better get over it. And it is what it is. We are too soft, too quiet. Man, I'm telling y'all, stop. Evil prevails because good people say and do nothing. Evil prevails because good people are afraid to say and do anything. Oh, God will take care of it. How about you take care of it so they can see God working in you and know that they can do the same thing? How about you start taking care of some stuff when you get up off your knees?
Hmm.
Right? So that's all I have, Brandon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, y'all, there it is, and there you have it. Jet fuel. What kind of fuel are you putting on? You got jet fuel or jet lag? Let us know in the comments section today or tomorrow. We want to make sure that you all are getting and soaking up all of this good motivation, good inspiration, and figuring out or pursuing your purpose. So again, this is the 150th day of the In This Season podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something out of it. Something that you can not only ingest, digest, contemplate, but also something that you can share, right? So when you come to the cookout, we always advise you to go ahead and take a plate home and take two if you can and share it with somebody. If also today at MIC, the Memphis Islamic Center, there is what's called a barbecue with the sheikhs. Sheikhs is like the knowledgeable people that are usually the imams and things like that, or the people of knowledge that have studied. So we had barbecues. Mom, you remember we let them borrow the grill maybe 2 years ago when they started this.
Mm-hmm.
So Sheikh Yasser Fazaga, Mom, that you know will be there, I'm sure.
What
But it's
time,
based
Brandon?
on, huh?
What time?
I think it starts
All
at
day?
5:30 to 9. So it's
Oh, okay.
all
Okay.
this evening. I'm probably gonna take the kids out there. Um, and sell it. So it's a time where you can come out and just it's barbecue. It's for free. They do ask if you can, if you have the ability to donate, but they're doing it every single weekend, every single Saturday for the entire summer. And this is, I think, the third year that they've been doing it. So it's just a time for the community to come together and they give you hot dogs and burgers and barbecue for free for men, women, children, and we just hang out and have a good time. Also, I have access to about 30 tomato plants, cherry tomato plants. If anybody wants some tomato plants, let me know. We are willing to give them away. I'm going to try to bring some today to the barbecue to see if people up there want some. If not, maybe we'll just plant them out there at the mosque up there. But let me know and we'll get those to you, or you can come and pick them up. Also, if anybody else wants to start growing their own food, I'm willing to help you. Please let me know. I can help you guys get that started. We need to become more independent so that you can say what you want, because when you don't control your food, you will never speak up for yourself, right? Because you're always going to want that food, right? So if you control your own food, that's a level of independence. That's a level of autonomy that many of us do not know. You don't even know how that feels, right? To go outside and see something that you put in the ground, and you ask God to bless, and it bear fruit. So remember, there was a quote said, don't be afraid to go out on a limb, because that's where the fruit is. But if you never planted a seed, you got to find somebody else's trees. All right. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Just let us know. Yes, Mom, you about to say something?
Brandon, so for those of you who are here in our, in the area where we are, if you want to hang out tonight, go. Maybe that's a place we could start. And if not this Saturday, maybe next Saturday we could talk about. I know Miss Brenda has her grandbabies here. We can go out, have us some hot dogs, barbecue, fellowship, and all of that.
And it's
And
good people, real good people.
if you good, yeah, right, it really is. If anybody knows of any like land that maybe we can plant things together, I need to look into Shelby Farms. I know that they used to allow you the space to have your own garden. They just ask that you don't sell it, you share it, right? So imagine if and I can check and see if that's still happening. If we came together, maybe not this year, I don't know, and start planting things, tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, greens, maybe, I do squash, Brandon does cucumbers, and then that's things we don't have to go to the store and buy. Y'all, we got to get together and stay together, right? I'm not just your sister's, my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper. I am my brother's sister and my sister's sister, right? So let's think about things that this should not just stop here. We have created an energy amongst us that it goes without saying, right? We are living this. This book has become our best friend. It's teaching us to contemplate on what we hear here in this space, right? 150 days, you guys. Pat yourself on the back, right? If you've been here, and it doesn't have to be all the 150 days, but pat yourself on the back. Fuel up today. Get you some jet fuel today. Get you some jet fuel in your tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know that it's your choice. I'm going back. The light of your life. What's the light of your life? Will you be patient? Is this news you can use? Don't discriminate against yourself. Reverse discrimination. Simon says, what are you saying to yourself, right? And get a few good men in your life, or women, few good people. Stay on the sunny side of the street. How about that, y'all? And know that you can lean on me. Read my lips. Let's get out of here, Brandon.
Sounds good. Thank y'all so much again for your attendance and for your commitment to this show. For the people that are here every day, we really appreciate y'all. And for the people that watch on YouTube after the live broadcast, thank you also for clicking on our page. We appreciate you. Please like the video. Go back to the other videos, like those videos, so that it elevates us on the on the, I forget what you call it, but on your screen, right, in Q. So Mike said it just makes me go harder and love them more. Yep, sounds good. That's what we're trying to do, brother. That's what we're trying to do. We went over today. Jet fuel was the title, and we talked about how Lockheed L-1011, the plane that they had just produced, I think in the 90s, was being tested, and they tested it over 36,000 times, right, using $1.5 billion. And the quote that we got today was from George Johnson, an entrepreneur, who said, "It's not a question of can you succeed, but a better question is, will you succeed? Will you succeed?" And remember, that's that same word, willpower, right? Will you? Will is something that's coming up in the future, but it requires will, right, from within, right, to manifest that. And so after reading that passage, we came to the bottom of the page, which there's a affirmation or motivation. And we read these 3 times, not just so that they settle in, but 1 time for you, 1 time for me, and 1 time for the person that you are going to invite to tomorrow's show. And it read that the successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. And we know that adversity is just opportunity for the great among us. So again, the successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. Don't be afraid of the furnace. When it gets hot, stay in your place. Know that you're meant to be there, like Abraham, who was put inside of that fire and God made it cool for him. He actually made it pleasurable for him, if y'all remember that story. Again, for the last time, the successful are tested within the furnace of adversity. So when you see adversity, that's an opportunity. Go out there, be great, right? Be great. No jet lag, just jet fuel. Get to where you're going. Get to your purpose and be great. Love y'all so much, Mom. If there's nothing else that you got, we did this for an hour today. So we're over
All
time
right.
again. But I love
All
y'all.
right.
Y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.